This tutorial will look at how you can create and share Google Docs and folders. Keeping your Google Drive organized can be a challenge. It's a good idea to always start with some folders. I can go to the New button, or it may say Create if you're using an older version of Google Drive. And under the New button, I can select Folder. From here, I can give it a folder name. So perhaps I'm just going to call it Test Folder, and I'll say Create. Now in my list of folders, and my folders might be viewed like this, or if I click this little icon here, I can see a long list of them as well. And now inside my test folder, if I open that up, I can now create new documents right inside that folder. So I'm just going to open up a new Google Doc. Now it's always a good idea to name your document. So I'm just going to call mine Test Document 1, and I'm going to click OK. Now perhaps I'm creating a Google Doc that I want to share with others, and maybe it's an agenda for a staff meeting. So I could type out the Google Doc, and when I'm ready to share that, I will hit the Share button. And on here, I have a few options. So right now, I could continue to enter people's names. So I could enter colleague's name, and then I could look over here where it says Can Edit. Right now, if I would like my colleague Susan Zettner to be able to add to it, I'll leave it at Can Edit. If I would like her just to be able to view this, I could change it to just Can View. She will not be able to write on the document. Or perhaps if I were working on some sort of policy and I didn't want this to get wrecked, but I wanted Susan to be able to comment and add a little bit of feedback, I might change this to Can Comment. And then I can click Send. You'll notice that Notify by Email is also checked. Susan will get an email saying that I've invited her to collaborate. There's also other share options here too if I click on this Advanced button. So again, here where it's saying this is private only to me, I'm going to invite Susan Zettner, but I can also change this. So perhaps you're going to be sharing a document with parents or the wider community, and they may not have Google Apps for Education accounts or Google accounts. So perhaps I'm going to change this to anyone with the link. That means anyone with the link can access. No sign-in is required. And again, access down here, Can View. I don't probably want everybody writing on it, but again, I could change that to Can Comment or Can Edit. And then I'll click Save. And once again, when I come back to this screen, I will press Send. And then last but not least, I can hit Done. And you can just see here, it reviews my sharing settings. Anyone who has the link can view, and I'm the owner, and that I'm allowed Susan Zettner to comment on it. And I'll just click Done. So that is how you can create and share a Google Doc. Now we're going to look at how you can create and share a folder. So to get back to my Drive from this document, I can go up here and look at my tabs. So I have this test doc open. I can just close that. Google Drive automatically saves every 7 seconds, so your changes will be saved. And you'll notice that it just goes back to my last open tab, which is my test folder. So I'm just going to go back to my Drive, so I can either click here, or I could have clicked on my Drive along the side. Now, in order to create and share a folder, it's much the same process. I'm going to go New, and I'll say Folder, and I'm going to say Test Folder 2, and I'm going to say Create. Now, one of the advantages, let's say if I am working at a school and I want to create a folder that has staff meeting documents in it. And instead of having to share every single document that we create, I could create a folder and share that folder with the staff. And then anytime they're looking for the updated documents, they can go to that folder and they don't have to have the notify by email and all the other information in that. So I've created this test folder. I'm just going to select it in my drive, and I'm going to go up here to this share icon, and it says share test folder to. Click on that, and you can see, just like before, I'm going to share this with other people. So again, if I choose a name, and I have share settings. Now, if I wanted my colleague to be able to add things to this folder, I would need to say can edit. If I wanted them just to be able to view, they could just view. So again, I'm going to say can edit. And again here, just note the notify via email. Depending upon what you're doing, you do not always have to notify people via email. So I'm just going to say OK, and I'm going to create that test folder. And I just got a reminder about skipping the invitation. And now anything I create inside this test folder, so if I go and create a new doc, it will automatically have the same share settings that the folder has. So for example, if I create agenda 1 or whatever in here, then whenever anybody goes to this shared folder, they will find agenda 1 inside it. So using a shared folder with colleagues can be a useful way rather than sharing individual documents. It can also help keep things organized.